all. So we are back with our special Women's Day edition, and today with us we have another amazing woman who is an educationalist and a founder of two schools, Wonder Kids and EQube School. And today we'll be having conversation with her about her journey into this field. And I take the privilege to welcome her on behalf of our Happiness Root Foundation. So welcome, ma'am. It is delightful to have you as in this conversation. So she is Mrs. Pavithra Raghavendra, ma'am. She's been long in this field. She started as a marketing profession, and then she was a homemaker, and now she's founder of two schools, and they're doing amazingly well. So let us talk with her and let us know how she started her career and what all things she had to do to get into this space. So yeah, ma'am, to start with it, I would love to know what was the steps you took to reach this stage.
I was working as a marketing team in two of the companies. It was Reliance Communication and Just Dial Services. Later in 2010, I got married and I came to Hoskote. I was a fine homemaker, and later part when I started with like thinking about that, like we have to empower ourselves. We have to come out and financially we have to stand alone and we have to become dependent, because I do believe that I do believe in more of empowerment of women. So for this, I felt that I should be a beginner, and I started thinking and like working on more paths where I can empower myself. For this, I understood that my strength is teaching, because I would always love to be around kids, and I feel great when I'm around kids. So I thought I can be a very good teacher. So I started my journey with Wonder Colors preschool. It was my first brainchild, where I started in 2016. I started Wonder Colors preschool with an inspiration and motivation of having a self-employment and also employing other women, and doing a very good school which will be an effective one, and also any lower middle class and middle class people, if their children coming to the school, they have to be treated well. And also I wanted to progress on more child-centric activity, which really gave me a successful my child-centric activities, and also the motivation to the parents, and also the drive to make the things better to the children has made my journey a great success, I believe. And Wondercolor School, eventually in 2-3 years, it became one of the famous school in Uskote, and we had the highest number of children in our school. Later part, I thought of doing the children, because when I saw children moving out of our school from preschool, I felt I have to nurture myself and enrich myself to come up with a school where my children stay back in our school for the journey with us for a long way, and to create a great future to them.
Nice. That's really a great intent, and you're seeing that all the kids get a better education. That's a great intent. You mentioned that everybody should be treated
Yes.
equally. So that's one thing that is missing around when we see, like many parents have a dream. All the parents have the dream to send their kids to a better school and the best school, and they find it tough. All the class of people cannot reach that level. So how did you take this goal? Like
Initially, when we started this school, I started sensing the child thoughts of the parents. I used to speak more to our parents and the women. How do they feel and what are their thoughts for the children? How their father and mother think about their children. I used to do a lot of counseling for parents. Through this counseling, I got to know that I researched more of like how do a parent think, and what is, because I do believe, though we have hundreds of kids in the school, for a family it is one or two children who will be their future. So I took this schooling as a very serious task. Reason is we are going to create the future for that family. So when we handle the children come from different perspectives, because there are parents who can't help them at home. All the parents are not equally literate. So we kept in mind that all the children should be assessed differently, because every child is not same, and every child's learning ability will not be same. So we started finding in our school the specialty of Wonder School and EQube International is we are child centric. We focus on the strengths and also the weaknesses of the children, and we will make the children more stronger. And a child who needs extra support care will always be treated special in our school.
Yeah, everyone deserves to be treated
Yes,
specially.
yes.
Yeah. So, how are you managing with the two schools, and how are you managing life, work balance, and
My secret, I have to share this secret to everyone. Reason is, first when you start up any kind of business or an organization, you will be the one person who will have the vision. When you build a team, we should always see to it that all the teammates who you are going to hire them or who are going to work with you has to be aligned with the vision. We have to talk to your teachers, your non-teaching staff, your securities, everybody, and tell them what is the vision of the school, what is the right way of handling the things, and how to take it forward. So our vision should be shared to all the staff members who will work around, because we have to see to it that when we start, we are the only one pillar. When we have our team, we have to see to it that all the team members should be treated as a pillars, and we have to make these pillars very strong. If we make these pillars, the staff strong, school will obviously become strong. So, Wondercolor School, we have a great personality there by name Chaitra. She is entirely managing. She's my strength in Wondercolors. So she's taking care of like the institution, like more than me being there. Whatever is my vision, my passion, she's driving that, and she's made it a successful school, though I'm not around her. And coming to EQube International School, here I am creating the same kind of confidence, love, and bonding in my staff, wherein they are going to be in strong pillars to EQube International School. And gradually, I have like in 2-3 years, we are going to make this school and best school in Oskoti.
Nice. That's really good. So you were talking about staff, and I heard that almost 90% of staff in your school are women.
Yes.
So how did you take that step, or what made you take that step to focus more on women?
Usually, when I wanted to make up my team, especially for the huge school, like the school EQube International School is up to 10th grade. I heard people telling that you need more men faculty also to be there around and give that 100% to you. They can go around and do everything. But here, what I am doing is, I am the person who did everything with the support of the family. When it comes to work, I felt I can do anything. When required, I used to paint the walls. When required, I used to teach the children. When required, I used to assist the non-teaching staff also and show them how they have to make the school spick and span. So what I am doing is I am working more on with my team. I am giving them more confidence and motivation. Telling them that don't depend. There is nothing called that undoable. Like if any woman also can do each and every job, where that kind of consciousness what they had, I'm working on that and telling them that everybody can involve in all the job, and even in sports, culturals, academical excellence, sports, and also the culturals, all the teachers are taking part equally.
Okay, that's nice.
So we are motivating them to be stronger and stronger day by day.
Okay, that's great. So how do you feel having women staff completely, and they will also have to manage their house and school, work and
Yes,
life
correct.
balance will be tough. So is it easy, or you feel it
Sometimes
tough, or
we do see, like when it comes to women, there are a lot of women who are very young in the school, 25 to 35. They do have family which they have started, like they have very young kids at home. We see that sometimes they will fall sick. Morning, the teachers will call up and tell that child is not well. For this, what I have done, I have come up with a strategy where I have extra staffs in the school, because we should be ready when we are thinking for the society, for upliftment of women. We also have to see to it that we'll do an extra mile effort in the school, where the work also will not be an hindrance, and also they will be supported in the family also. And when it comes back to the work, I always give them one great thought that when you come to the school, it should be all about school. When you go back to home, it should be all about family. I will always I will tell them that you should see to it that all the works need to be done when you are in the school. And when you are at home, you should give complete attention to the home. So
yeah, that space is very important. So wherever you see, whatever work field you see, there are comments on women that they seek attention, or they give excuses to get away from the job, or they don't give 100% for the job, or they are asked many questions, like if you have to join an institute, they ask, are you getting married, or are you planning a family, so that it will be a loss for them. So what is your quote on that?
So there are two ways of choosing any employment in my program. How I select. As being an entrepreneur and also a team builder, what I do is first I'll understand what is the background of their family, and then I'll completely give them the idea what we are expecting in the school. And later part, like also we will look into it that if the person has to get married, for them what we do is we'll give them an internship program in our school. We'll tell them that you can come to the school and work here and get lot of knowledge. Wherein later part, like when you get married, you'll have an idea, like you'll know about your strengths and weaknesses, and you can make a graph where you will be suitable and you can work accordingly. So we do talk to any kind of like I don't whenever anybody walking for interviews, we don't let them go out without talking to me, because I wanted to understand why she's here, what is her strengths. If she's not suitable in my institution, I would also recommend her to try in some other places where she can also support her family as well as the company. But I will never allow, like I will always tell them that you have come on to search a job. You should look into a job which will fit your timings and your family.
Okay.
So that motivation also we provide them.
So personally, like in your personal life, so how are you managing these two aspects, like your family and you have a daughter, and having a daughter is a big responsibility.
Correct.
So how do you feel managing house and school?
Every woman who comes into work, definitely, as I mentioned, I had 5 years of time what I spent with my daughter. From 2011, she was born. 2016, I studied total. I made a psychological study of my daughter.
Okay.
What is her likes, dislikes? What is her strength, her weaknesses? I used to work with her. I used to teach her. I used to find out what is her interest, everything. And slowly, I started feeling, even in the stage of nursery, LKG, I used to sit there with her and I used to communicate with her and telling her that when you go to the school also, you have to behave very responsibly. And when you are at home, why I am going out, leaving you behind with my in-laws? Because here I have to put my in-laws and my husband to a front line. They have totally supported me in every way. My in-laws, especially my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they have given a spectrum of environment where I don't feel any kind of unhealthy environment for my child. They will see to it they behave very well, talk to her in a right way, and nurture her. When it comes to my husband, he started once I started working, he started compensating his time, and where I can support, I am supporting her in a great level, and where he has to support, he is taking his time and is supporting her. So I have to put my family in front when it comes to my daughter's thing. They are helping her a lot and being around her, and also like they are securing her.
Okay.
So my family support.
Nice. And you quoted one word, like you did a psychologist study of your daughter.
Yes.
So that
Because
sounds good, because now many women leave their kids to the daycare center, or they make them responsible so that they can handle themselves. And still then they will be having that mom's guilt, mother's
Yes.
guilt that will be bothering. So can you give some tips to the women, like what psychological study or what things they can concentrate so that they can work in their
Yes.
office in a peaceful mind?
So one thing what you have to observe when child is growing is mainly about the food and nutrition. From the basic level, you have to give them a right diet plan for the children, and you have to create that culture of nutritional and like proper food methods in the house, which you are going to like transfer to your in-laws or the caretakers simultaneously. That is one thing. That is assuring the child and talking to the child about their health and food. And secondly, we have to ensure that when you are leaving the child with any of the caretakers or a daycare or your in-laws, you have to tell your child that you are not going to trouble them. You have to tell your child that you should behave in such a nice way that they should feel good having you around. This I taught my child and she learned it. Maybe I should be very thankful to her. And most of the parents, what mistake they do is they will always try to treat their children as a small kids. They should, I feel all the parents have to think on this line. You should always sense it that if the child is in any stage for grade, first standard, second standard, or you even LKG, UKG child, if you sit and talk to them and tell them age appropriate things and behave accordingly and check their food and nutrition, their sleep time, and talk to them about their behavior, definitely they will connect and they will try to be independent, and they will also start having their progressive way of thinking right from the beginning. And and as I have learned, from 1 year to 7 years, 80% of the brain development will happen in the child developments will happen within 80% of the brain will be developed by seventh year or 8th year. So what we have to do is at that point in time we have to give them the right kind of education, right kind of talk, right kind of behaviors, and giving them the practice of sleep culture, nutrition culture, and behavior at home, behavior in the school. A mother can really make an amazing change. You should not depend on anybody for your children in this case, I believe. Because as you mentioned, there will be mama's child or mama's boy or mama's girl. Take this as an advantage. Talk to them. Ensure that why your mother is going. You have to always explain why is mother being out. It is to make their life better. It is to bring in lot of aura to the life. It is to give them financial support in the next level. Most of the parents, they fail to talk to their children about these things. We have to talk to our children every day. I strongly recommend communication is the most important thing. What a woman need to do with their family or the child or the husband to tell them that what is happening around her and how the things are working and not working. Be open to tell anything which has been which has been a failure to you or which has been given a very great compliments to you. We have to put it to the family easily. This will make the family to be with you on your steps. So they can visualize from house itself what my daughter-in-law is doing, what my wife is doing, what my mother is doing. If I'm going late, the child should have that. The child should come up with know that my mother is working around. She is being out for some good job, some meetings. So you have to tell your child. Basically, I wanted to put it in a right word, that is communication gap, which is creating lot of hindrance, need to be covered in the right age with the family, friends, as well as the children.
So next, coming to the work aspect. So as I discussed earlier, 90% of women work in your school. So anywhere you have heard or anywhere you have been not dealt that you're feministic or anything that way, or what is your take about feminism? Because many people are misusing it and everybody is being blamed being feministic, and it is being talked in a negative way. So what is your talk about that, or what do you say about that?
Different people have their different opinions. Different people have their different perception. Please, if you want to stand for yourself and bring in some change which your vision says it's very clear, please go with it. Don't listen. If you have a listening ears, then you can't work on your right plans. This is what I can say. Because if we start working and giving clarities to everybody, then you can't focus on work. So I believe we can't correct or we can't tell everybody to understand us. But what we have to do is we have to work internally in an excellent way that The people who wants to talk should later part they have to make you keep you as inspiration. So I believe that I will never listen to the people. I only look into the stakeholders. That is my staff, my children around, my school, my developments, and what made me get into the success path. I only focus on that.
Nice. That's a
So
great
I
point.
don't want to even comment on a people who make unnecessary statements.
And that's good thing. The more you give opportunity to that
Yes.
talks, it seeps you down.
Yes. So I believe always I have seen in this journey that there are a lot of people when you're doing coming out and doing great jobs and doing something better in the community where you stay around, they always feel like we have to bring them down. Don't worry. The people who will work on bringing down, they will get down first. They will be unsuccessful in their life. This is what I believe, and I have seen also. Like people who talk will always be unsuccessful.
That's a great positive move. So then about the pay scale which we see, generally wherever whatever the kind of work they are doing, there is always a comparison with men and women. So the pay is always higher for a male category and a bit lower to the female category. So what do you think about that?
There are years of history for this, wherein in India especially we see a lot of differences in the pay scale. Reason is we are taking baby steps. We are like bringing in change. We see that stereotype moments and also the revolutionary act of the woman, and also like women has to be brought into an same level of equal level of payments. Are like there are like stand-ups like NGOs, like people who are like come up with the NGOs, and there are people who are like women-oriented organizations are working towards it. I believe that when compared to previous years, maybe down the line 10, 20 years to now, there are drastic changes. We can't expect 100% change on immediate factor. When we have taken steps, maybe we'll just put it like this. Maybe there were a startup thought that this has to be recognized. That is like women is paid less. That has been recognized. People have started working on it. That is kind of stimulating. Later, I can see down the line being very positive towards this. Maybe another 20 years, we'll also see that we are paid equal and we are treated equal, and we will also like more of majority of people when women starts proving it. Majority of people become women become empowered. Automatically, these differences will be consolidated.
Yeah, it will take few
Yes,
more years.
it will take few more years, but it will definitely India will become a great an example setter, because the problem is identified. Now we are working about the solutions. So once the solutions also have been integrated in few places. In upcoming years, I will definitely take this in a positive terms, that we will see to it that we'll have that assurance of same level of pay and a huge number of women working in the organizations.
That's great. Initially, you were telling that you took a break of 5 years. So, post that, what motivated you to step into this field? Like being in a paid job with no much of risk and stepping into your own thing. What motivated you, or what brought you to this?
Initially, when this was before my marriage, before 2010, I was working for the companies, and I was a master trainer in Just Dial. So when I got married, I had a huge responsibility of taking care of my family, because my husband was in business. So he preferred, he spoke to me and conveyed that I have to be now a homemaker. And I was also happy being a homemaker, and I started it like that. And later, when I had my family, when my daughter was born, I had a thought that like what is that difference I have to look in my daughter? What should be her future? How she should grow? There, one thought stuck in me, that stating that for my daughter, I should be an inspiration. I should not show the other motivators or inspirators or from the book maybe, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, and all are great inspirational persons whom she has not seen and spoken to. But I thought I have to bring that difference for my daughter. What I am going to do, I thought I started planning that I am going to grow along with her. And I started I wanted to move out of my comfort zone. The comfort zone was like having being in a privileged class and get married. I got married to a privileged class and bade gaur ke bahu, what you call. But still, always it gave me an pain that I'm still independent for every financial aspect. So I thought, like when my child grows up and being with us accustomed with everything, I should not have in my mind that I am going to search for a perfect man for her. For this, I started when I started filling her application also. Like I didn't wanted to fill. I'm a homemaker and I'm not doing anything. So I started looking into myself. What is that stopped me at this age of 25? I'm sitting at home only doing the houseworks, later only focusing on like my time is not being utilized in a right way. My thoughts are not utilized in a right way, and my energy is what I had on the floor as a employee or like in a company. I had a very good review from my managers. So I started thinking that I was yet again at home in that 5 years. I saw to it that I'll be a best person at home, giving a comfortable life to my in-laws and my husband and my child. Later, this stand why I took up this for my daughter majorly. Initially, I started this for my daughter because I wanted to tell my daughter that you should not be an independent person. And since she was only daughter, later when she grows up, she should become a motivator and an inspirator to the society, and she has to give back to the society. To wait for 20 years, 30 years for what I had on my mind, that what I wanted to see in my child, I started thinking, why should take some steps where I make some evident changes in my life, so that not, without speaking to my daughter, she has to understand what she has to become in life. So I see that even when I talk to my daughter, when we are conversating, she says that when she grows up, she'll be a strong woman and she's going to give lot of employments to others, and she'll also be a strong. I also have told her that in society you should not find mistakes. You should find solutions for the mistake. If you feel something is going wrong, what is that stand you're going to take for them? For that, I started with the platform that I should become an independent person. Without asking anything, I have to grow my child in a right way. And I didn't wanted to ask, you asked the question, women and men are paid unequally, like we are paid less in compared to men. For this question also, I thought that why I should also not take a step that I will come up with some employment and also build a small scale industry where I am going to equally share the responsibility and also the grow other women together, so that we will set an example for the children. So main motto to start this school was to empower myself and to put myself out of comfort zone. Third intention, main intention was I wanted to tell my daughter that we should not be independent. We have to be an independent woman, and we have to stand for ourselves, and we have to be so strong that we also stand for others.
So in this process, do you feel there were any sacrifices that you had to do so that everything falls in place or something like that?
Initially, as a business entrepreneur, nothing will go smooth. If you start up for any startup woman, I always say that don't take the things or the problems which will come in your way in the beginner stage as a huge hindrance, because later when you start working, you start make channelizing things when your business starts settling, and when you get to know that how to make financially also how you have to become strong, slowly, gradually, all your problems like family time and business time, and also like lack of like women around, or lack of, you might do 10 jobs. in the beginning. Later it will come down to like maybe you will start doing 5 jobs, you will hire more people, you can start giving more employment, you can channelize your things, you can put your thoughts towards research and development to progress your business. So what I say to any startup woman is, never think that the beginner's problems will be ever ending. There is end and there is lot of solutions for the beginners. In the beginning, you have to put 10%, you have to put your time, you'll have problems like that. You can't give proper time for your child. You can't have a good time with your husband. You can't channelize the household works. But when you move on with your life, you start earning. When you start earning, you can also look into the solutions where you can keep a mates at home. You can give a proper life to your time to your child, and you can also see to it that you can give more employments and make the things easy. So initially you have to take everything, anything you have to be ready to do, from the lower level D group job to A group job. You will be the boss. Later you can have people around who will support you equally to make your things stronger and to grow your business to a huger level.
Yeah. So you were talking about self-empowerment. So why did you feel there is a need for self-empowerment? Or was there any turns in life that made you feel that you need to stand up for yourself? Because everything starts off with a twist in life. So anything like that?
For me, it was a great twist. What I had is initially my mother. My mother, being, I have to mention about myself when I will always try to put myself in this, because when I used to see my mother, always she used to be dependent on my father for everything for that case where she need to explain and get it. Later, when I got married, when I started living, I also felt that somewhere, not for a major part, maybe here and there, I should always explain, because finance is a matter which is like the stakeholder would be the person who will earn it. So I started feeling, though I have so much knowledge, strength, and energy, and my father has sent me to very good colleges and schools. Why am I sitting and depending on people and trying to take out their whatever they have earned? I am trying to take it and spend it leisurely. That should all those things were hindering. Whenever I used to go for any shopping, I used to feel, am I, because I am being a burden, I'm asking for more, I'm asking for best. I'm a person who wants best in everything. So I felt I should not compromise. One is that, and other thing is I started visualizing that when I was giving 100% to the family, and the people who were professionals were treated in a different way, and the people and the person who was dependent in the house was treated in a different way. So I thought it is not that I'm complaining on anybody in the society. It is actually, in fact, when you do and stand up and earn and you are giving more, obviously you will be treated and respected more. So I wanted that respect and the love in a higher level, which I felt for me it was less. So I started working on it, and I wanted an employment for myself. I started in that way with one teacher and one working non-teaching staff. Today I have around 55 people who are working with me in my organization, and in upcoming years I would also maybe in down the line in 4 to 5 years we wanted to give more employments to women, and I also wanted to be the best school in Hoskote.
Nice. That's good. So you were talking about the thing like once they are at home to start a career again, it will be tough, or they'll start feeling that they're not able to support their husband, or they're not able to get back to their work, though being educated, well educated, doing great jobs back, it will be sinking their confidence. So what do you tell that group of women who are not able to work post marriage or post kid? So how can they overcome this, or what tips you want to give to them?
I always believed that it was not. I wanted to tell it was not easy for me also. You try to find out. I say that you have to take your family along. Reason is, it can't be anything can be sacrificed, but not the family. So what I believe, you just have to find a person who will trust you in the family. First, talk to them. Explain that what you want to do, how you want to start up. Give them the assurance what you exactly want to try to do. You'll have one person who will totally trust you, right? In any family. So we have to start talking to them slowly, and gradually you have to take your thoughts to the higher level, where that person have to, he or she himself have to open up and tell, please do something where you can definitely achieve, or like they will tell, okay, try. It is a failure or success. You don't think about the failure and success. Just try to start what you wanted to do. And even I have seen that in a later part, my family understood me and my strengths in a better way. Maybe initially they might offend, initially they might not support you, initially they might not able to send you, they will be in a comfort zone having you around. So they don't want to sacrifice that. It is not that they don't believe in you. They want you to be there to help them around. So you have to assure that you have to make it extra mile effort, that you are going to, in initial days, that you will support them more, and you not give away the things which is most important at home. Gradually, as in when you start growing in your business, establishing, the people who thought that the people who felt that you should not go out will obviously feel that she made a right choice. They will talk about you, they will explain about you, they will feel proud about you. So you have to take that steps. You have to come out, and you should not have that baggage that if I move out, if I start off something, I might not have my family. Maybe initial stage in every family, a homemaker moving to a business or a job, there will be one or two person who will always tell you that will not let you do it, because you'll own that old like one generation back people also with you, right? So most of the women, they give a reasons that due to my in-laws, due to my husband, due to my children. But I have read Sudha Murthy's book, where she has given you, I would also tell my viewers that you have to read books. Women who want inspiration, please take a few books like Sudha Murthy madam's books. I have got a lot of inspiration through her, because she explains how to take the things forward in a very simpler format. How to accustom the family, how to look into the things, because in her book she writes a lot about how she has grown up. So you can take a lot of tips to grow your children also through her books. And you can also see that how they started. They did not have finance. They did not have office in the beginning. They had two little children who like nobody to support at home, but still they did not leave their thought behind, their vision behind. They put their vision, put your vision, your thought, your hard work in front. And slowly, when you start off and when you start doing and when you start succeeding, the people who were behind you telling that you are not supposed to step out of the house, even they will start telling others that you should also do. See, my daughter-in-law is doing, my wife is doing, my mother is doing, others should also do. You have to make those people to talk about you, which I have done. You can also do.
Yeah, and one more thing that we were talking, for a woman, she'll have to do multiple works at home before she steps out. And you were telling that you make sure you do it in the right way so that it doesn't affect you. So when she has to do two things together, her health also becomes very important. So we know women, when it comes to family, she prioritizes herself last. So how do you keep yourself in this place, and what do you want to tell about this to others?
Initial stages, I do had the intents of home, taking care of the home, channelizing the things, household works. My child was just in UKG when I started. Her thoughts, her requirements were different. My husband also was he had strongly stepped into his business, but he used to have his own task to do. But still, what I can advise, I can't give my family as example, because I have support from my family. But for me, what happened to my challenges, I always tell you that initially, if you are ready to do hard work, You have to do it. Initially, you will have no time to eat. Sometime you will not have proper sleep. You can't you will feel that like you are unable to manage household chores and come out at the right time. But to achieve as a woman, when compared to men, you should be ready to take up the things which are challenges, which are really tough, which are very hard, maybe financially also, maybe the household works, even the economical factor, and also the society factor, because people will not, they will judge you. People judge any other person very quickly, and you should be like, you should shutter your ears towards them. You should not listen to the people who talk negative. You should only focus on here. You have other challenge where that you will have lot of negative things or negative talks going around you. Please, I strongly recommend to the women that don't listen to the people who doesn't have right thoughts, who doesn't have positivity, who always looks into the bad side of the things. Try to have friends who will motivate you. Try to read more good books. There are like lot of channels like YouTube channel and Google's. You search for right things. There are lot of motivators, unpaid. Like you no need to spend. You can listen every day. You can listen to one motivational speech, which I am doing. What I do is my one of my success sutra is I listen to lot of motivational talks, and I will also search for the videos which will give me more content oriented one, and I will check more. I will do more research on the videos which will help me for my work. So I have three kind of, like, I will look into. One is motivational speak to make myself be positive. Secondly, I observe lot of things because there are a lot of followers like children and staff whom I have to equally motivate them. I will be looking into those contents. And since I'm in educational department, I will look into more of educational videos which will help me to connect to the children's easily. So what I tell to the women is, in the initial stage, if you're 1, 2, 3 years till your business settles, you have to take all the works and you have to go along, and then it will definitely settle down.
So anything else that you want to tell in general to the women of this age struggling between all those things?
So my message to the society is, the privileged women who are educated, who has a lot of financial or economical support, please don't try to go to the comfort zone. Don't try to enter into only the luxury living. Try to come up with the factors what you can give back to the society through your education, through your finance, through your thoughts, through your knowledge. There are a lot of things what you can sit and do back behind in between the four walls. Also, you can do. You can be a motivational speaker. You can be a very good you can create videos regarding the food. You can create videos regarding the psychological stigma what is going on. You can talk about it. If you can come out and teach for the part time also, there are women who doesn't want any monetary help, who can come and also like go and teach to the blind children, who are underprivileged children, who can stretch more for a good go and teach in the schools. So I say every person who is privileged and also who are economically strong and who are educated have to come out in more numbers and give back to the society. That is one what you have to do. And secondly, for the business already who are successful in the business, I give a strong message that you should make the women around you comfortable, happy, and you have to take them along with you. And thirdly, to the women who have empowered themselves, I always tell them to be stakeholders to empower others. You should not you should not have the direction that I should earn, I should have a great life. When you have a great life, try to commemorate or like help others who wants to start up or like who wants to also want to do something in life. Try to motivate them. So I always tell any other woman, every woman, to motivate the other woman. And even I feel non-teaching staff or the D group staff, when they come to the job, you have to treat them well. You have to treat every woman equally, and everybody have to have that equality, social justice. You have to have that Along with your empowerment, please have a social justice behavior in your institution or the company where you will treat everyone equally.
Everyone deserves the same respect.
Yes.
That's a great message to everyone. And lastly, I want to have a rapid fire with you.
Okay.
So I'll be asking few questions, and you have to tell immediately what comes to your mind. So the first thing is education.
Education is an emotion.
Okay. Yeah. And self-love.
Self-love. I am a beautiful woman. I am as beautiful as any other woman.
Okay. Nice. Family.
Family is my strength.
Work.
Work is my passion and emotion and ever ending.
Health.
Health, I have to prioritize.
Money.
Money is my secondary. My primary goal is to achieve and give the best to the society.
Okay, that's nice. That was really inspiring talking to you. We had a great conversation covering many aspects. I really appreciate your efforts and stuff. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this talk. I also wish you best in your stuff that you're doing. I wish that your schools grow into great heights and inspire many people around you.
Thank you so much for the privilege what Happiness Root Foundation provided me, and I am very thankful to Dr. Anuradha ji and Dr. Samanya and Dr. Yogita for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts. And if I am inspiring 1% of the women, also I would be very happy. And it was a great honor and privilege from your team. Thank you so much. And I would best wishes for your foundation.
Thanks a lot. Thank you all of you.